the end of summer, fall is starting, gardens are done, and then if you're like me, you've got your rinky-dink try garden that really didn't produce anything. So if you're like me with no green thumb, is it worth starting a garden? Let's find out. Welcome to my house. We are gonna look at some of the things that I have in my garden. I really don't have a green thumb. And see if it's actually worth it to have a garden or just get it on sale at the store. All right, so behind me, that's our apple tree. It really has not been growing very well. And then my husband pruned it. And now if you can, I don't know if you can see, there's all these beautiful blossoms. I'm so excited. So hopefully we'll get lots of apples from it. We've had it for about 4 years and we paid $15, I think. We'll say 20 because we bought soil and stuff to go with it. We'll say $20 we bought this tree for, and we've maybe gotten like 8 apples. So I think that's like 62 to 68 cents per apple. And they're like this big. So to me, not yet is it worth it to have that apple tree, and we're 4 years in. Don't judge my garden. We have broccoli and it's growing. I hope it actually like produces broccoli. Look at those flowers. So good, so pretty. So we actually planted that in the fall, and it said it was a fall plant in our area and it never grew. And I didn't do anything to it. I haven't watered it. I haven't touched it. I haven't put any like fertilizer or anything on it, and it's just grown. So hopefully it will produce some broccoli. But last year we did get lots of, I think it was cherry tomatoes. It was either cherry or grape. We got plenty of those, and my kids eat them like apples. So they would come outside and just eat them as they grew. So that was good. I think we got our money's worth of tomatoes on that. And then I'll show you the other 2 things that we have right now in our garden. This right here is our rosemary. It is like taking over the planter. I don't know if you can see that. And I have literally done nothing to it. And I don't water this thing. I don't do anything to it. I probably need to prune it. You can see how crazy and wild it is. So I need to prune it. I need to dry some of it and like put it inside, but I don't use a whole lot of rosemary. If you have a good rosemary recipe, leave it down in the comments below and let me know what you use rosemary for. And then also in the comments, we have this, it's either blackberry or raspberry bush that's never produced any fruit. And if you know what this is, leave it in the comments because I don't know what it is. So here is our blackberry and or raspberry vine. You can see it's starting to bloom a little bit, and it gets little tiny little green fruit on it, and they look like raspberries or they look like blackberries, and then they just die. So I don't know what we're doing right or wrong with that. We have some bullous grapes somewhere around our house and a pear tree that we can pull from, and we get that stuff for free. And so to me, that's worth making jelly out of that because we didn't pay for the produce. All we're paying for is the pectin and the sugar. And that ends up being cheaper than buying stuff at the grocery store because we probably have peanut butter and jellies every single day. And I have these lettuce black seed Simpson seeds. Of course, my son's gonna start crying. So I'm gonna have to do this real quick, but I'm gonna try to plant some and let's see if they grow. I'm planting them near the broccoli because I read online that broccoli and lettuce grow really well together. So let's see if they do. What is your favorite thing to plant? What is your favorite thing to eat? Have you ever planted a garden? Let me know in the comments below. So our garden is not going great this year, but I do want to show you some strawberries or some wild strawberries that have decided to grow, but I don't think we can eat them. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but those are called, or my husband calls them wild strawberries, but they might be called snake berries. I think if you're gonna start a garden, maybe start small. Start at the dollar store get the seeds, the planter. Do they have soil? I don't know. Get some soil somewhere and start small and cheap. And then if you like it, if you can grow stuff, all the things, then maybe advance from there, or try, trading with someone. Hey, I'll give you this if you give me a plant that you already kind of started, and do things like that. Okay, so it's been a while since I started this garden video, but now that my garden is done and complete, we are gonna get to the math and if it is worth it. This is another installment of Daily Math. Using the price of my raised beds, the seeds, the soil, all things, all in, I was about $150 in. We bought everything in 2022, and we've been trying to garden and do things ever since. And this year, we got 23 apples from our apple tree, and we got about 5 quarts of tomatoes from our tomato plant. Man, our tomato plant went insane this year, and we're still getting tomatoes off of it. So looking at the math, we are about, my broccoli plant didn't do anything. I didn't get anything off of my broccoli plant. Didn't get anything off my lettuce or spinach or anything else I tried to plant, which I don't know if I filmed. But none of those I got anything off of. Then my tomato plant, great. Apple plant, great. So with those two, just those two over the past 2 years, I've gotten about $108 worth of produce from it. So I have not broken even yet. My guess, things can change from year to year, but my guess is my tomatoes are pretty consistent about getting about 5 quarts every single time. And then my apples this year really blossom. So hopefully if we keep pruning our tree when we need to prune it, then we'll continue to get more apples just like we did this year. And so with that, by next year, we should break even. So in 4 years, we'll have broken even and made profit off of our garden. Now, I know for some other people, they can plant stuff and break even the same year, and that's great if you're that type of person. I do not have a green thumb, nor do I have the time or the energy. It took me about it's gonna take me about 4 years to break even and make money by starting a garden. So if you're like me and you can wait 4 years, then maybe you should do it. If not, then maybe you shouldn't. So if you like this video, go watch this one, and we'll see you next time.